Doctor, my eyes, tell me what you see.
All right, here to help your garden bloom and keep the bugs at. I mean, really? You're starting out
yes,
right away,
I'm
taking
starting
them out.
out right.
We're supposed to keep the bugs at bay. We have the plant doctor back. Stephen
Thank
Brown,
you very
good
much.
morning.
We're going to talk a little bit about bugs today and maybe some other thing, but I have two can you smell them? They're dead. Look at this. And
now,
they smell
look
dead.
like roaches to me, but what are they? Oh, look at those eyeballs.
They're called, yeah, aren't they big? They're called water bugs right here.
Keep them right there.
And I'll
they
keep
look
them
just
here.
like leaves, though. I guess, is that the point? Do they
well,
kind of...
they live in the water, actually, and they eat other insects and also tadpoles, other stuff, but when they do bite, it can hurt.
Okay, so those, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, look at this right here. Look at these two buggy eyes.
So very common here in Southwest Florida?
Very common, except you don't normally see them.
I was
you know
say,
where I
I've
pick
never
these
seen...
two up?
Where?
I pick them up in a parking lot.
Our parking lot?
Not your parking lot.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
So, how bad are these for plants? Do we not want these around our plants?
These are not really plants. These are carnivores.
Okay.
So, but it's something interesting because that's why people come to Florida, is for bugs. All right, I'm going to do something else before I get into the real bugs.
What other bug do you have in there?
Well, let's look at this. This is from the heart of a palm.
Okay.
These are palms that were dying, and in the center of the palm, I spliced it open and I found this.
Oh, look at that. Looks like an organ.
Yeah, doesn't it? It looks like your intestine.
You brought beautiful stuff for us this morning.
Actually, yeah, this is the heart of a palm. This is an embryonic leaf that was forming. The palm, which is a Washingtonian, actually died because of this condition. Which, look at this here. The tip is dying. The whole thing eventually died. The leaves can't open up.
So where it's kind of brown up top, that's where it's...
That's where it's dying. It would eventually get here. The whole palm dies because the palm has one growing point at the very top, no place else. And this is boron deficiency.
Okay.
So it's got to have its boron in the diet. If not, it will decline and it will die.
Can you give the plant boron if it's dying?
Absolutely. You can provide boron, so there is hope yet for these. But I want to show you something else.
Is that in a fertilizer? How do you...
It's in a fertilizer.
Okay.
And you apply it to the soil.
Okay.
And in several months, it should hopefully cure the problem. This is something we call a mite. This is mite damage. If this plant wasn't damaged...
What's the actual mite? Mites are typically small, but
they're very, very small.
Okay.
This is the healthy salt bush, which is a native plant. But look right here what we have. This is
It's like another tree going on.
Yeah, this is actually from the same plant. This part is not damaged. This part is damaged. And these are the little leaves. Instead of you getting a big leaf like this, because the mites are feeding on these, look at that. These are very small leaf compared to that.
So what do you do if you see something like this growing
Well, you know what?
on?
You can apply a mite to side, something that will kill mites. So it can be, and it not just only happen on mites. Do you have an intern to clean this up?
No, but that's all right. We'll get it taken care of.
Okay, I'll get it afterwards.
I just don't want anything crawling up my legs.
Well, they might. But mites are very small. But this is cocoa plum too, another native. And let me see. We also have mite damage here. It looks like the mites.
I was going to say, these look pretty healthy, though.
Well, not really. This isn't the worst. But
okay, all right. I see.
The mites are going around. Normally, what we do, if the insects are big enough, I take my loop. This is 20 power. I do this. I can see if there are insects here, but the mites are so small. They're called microscopic. You can't see them even with this magnifying glass.
Are there certain seasons where maybe bugs are worse? I mean, it's the summertime where, like, is that right now?
Well, not only summer, but also winter, dry times, cool time, and there are some insects.
Are there certain years where the bugs and the insects really take over?
Good question. There are certain years when we have a crop of new bugs, and these are exotic.
How is this year looking? 2015.
This year is not bad. Last year and the year before was worse. We had a swarm of new whiteflies. I don't have any example of here today. And eventually, though, nature kind of take care of the conditions sometimes. But we have a lot of stuff. This is Florida. We have insects galore.
We're known for our sunshine and for our bugs.
And for our bugs. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I got something else here.
We have a minute left.
What is a minute?
What is a minute? Oh, you're getting into
I'm a philosopher.
Good questions, yes.
Doctor of philosophy. Okay, here's another insects right here. Now, this is the, what is this? The healthy leaf right here.
Okay, that looks good.
And this is the effective leaf.
Oh.
It should be about the same size, but what we have here is a little insect called a thrip, and many of them will feed on a good leaf like this to make this happen, This is thrip damage, and this is a very popular plant, by the way. This is a pink tababua. And so we have a condition that is another insect. Yeah. What they do is they feed on it.
What do you do about that if you see that?
Well, again, some of these conditions we just leave alone.
Okay.
And sometimes we say...
They won't be traumatic. We may have to lose
leave
some.
It alone. I just want to do one thing, pretty up everything.
This is the most gorgeous, yes.
Yes. This is Cassia fistula, or the golden shower tree.
Man.
It's now blooming.
They're like huge, right?
They're
I've seen them around Southwest Florida.
Nice yellow bloom. I would recommend this in somebody's yard if you want to yellowfy your yard, back or front, at this time of the year. So for about 40 days, you're going to get this beautiful bloom.
I mean, I've seen them around town, and they're, they're distracting. They're almost, they're that beautiful. Yes,
There's
they
nothing
are.
wrong with that.
All right.
So yellow, golden shower trees, and it's Cassia fistula.
If you want to plant one of these, when can you go ahead and get one in the ground? So, I mean, do you have to wait a couple of years before you see how beautiful it is?
You plant it now, in about 3 years, it will begin to flower, and it will probably outlive you. So it will probably, that's the bad news. So it'll probably be around until, and your grandkids can inherit this tree.
I mean, they're gorgeous. They're those and the bright coral ones that are around this time of year.
And that's probably the Royal Ponciana, the coral one.
I love those.
Beautiful place in the subtropics.
Yep,
so,
I know. I love it. We live in it. Despite the bugs, we live in a beautiful place.
Despite the bugs, we can beautify it.
All right, Plant Doctor, thank you so much. Of course, if you have any questions, you can always, we put your contact info up. Yep, we'll have to clean up. We'll do that. We'll send it over to Steph.
Okay, we're not saying we can stop time, but we can sure help you roll it back a little. Up next, how Swan Centers can give you younger looking skin in an instant.